Hi everybody, and welcome to spontaneous Zoom. I'm calling it a flash Zoom, which is basically I felt kind of inspired. I was doing some research on various things and wanted to share it with you. And I thought, well, I can make a video, but I know I always have more fun when I've got a live audience and I can talk to you guys, answer your questions, and you kind of keep me on the straight and narrow. So you ask me questions, and if I start rambling, you kind of bring me back. So, oh, thank you, Amy. That's really sweet of you. I'm kind of hot. It's really hot in here, so I probably by the end of this I'll just be like a big soggy mess, but we'll go with it while it lasts. So I've got a few things that I want to talk about today, and this isn't an FBA show. So normally I'm all about Amazon FBA. I think that FBA is the best thing since sliced bread. I love FBA, but there's quite a few alternatives to FBA, and Amazon are really, really pushing them at the moment. So I thought it'd be cool to talk about those and a few of those things. The first thing I want to show you, and I'm going to be doing some screen sharing. So Amazon Launchpad is really interesting. You guys might recognize this, the Sphero Star Wars droid. And Soylent. This is like a really big thing at the moment. This guy invented Soylent, which is a ready-to-drink food. So it's basically like a kind of meal replacement for people that really don't care about whether food tastes good or not. They just literally want all their nutrients. I can think of a few people I know who would enjoy that, especially people who stay up all night coding. Those kind of people would really enjoy that. Osmo, I actually have Osmo for my kids. They really like Osmo. Osmo is another thing you'll find on Amazon Launchpad. And there's a lot of really simple things on here. Like, look at this, beeswax blocks. Simple, super simple. Color swatches. Like, it doesn't have to be really complicated products to be on Amazon Launchpad. Some of these are super simple, super straightforward. And there's also books. I see books on here. I love this, the baby soft spoon, which triggers your baby's natural latching reflex, which is amazing. And bamboo toothbrushes. So there's some really, really cool stuff on Amazon Launchpad. So the question is, what is Amazon Launchpad, and is this really relevant to us as Amazon sellers? Is it something that you have to be sort of in a big brand or a big company to get involved with? Well, actually, there's a sign up for it here. So it's actually pretty straightforward. Go to amazon.com/gp/launchpad/sign up. They are connecting with crowdfunding platforms. So that's things like Indiegogo, Kickstarter, and some more specific funding platforms like Techstars, Hardware Club, Circle Up. And some venture capitalists, angel investors, and they're basically looking for new products, which is really exciting. If you're getting into private label, if you're getting into white label and creating products, this is a really, really interesting thing that they're doing. Are these in FBA? Some of those, yeah, they're really simple. A lot of them are simple. So this isn't FBA. What I'm gonna go back to my screen share now. They're connecting with Vendor Express. Now, this is really interesting. There's been a lot of discussion about Vendor Express lately, and a lot of bad press for it. Originally, it was called Vendor Central. And if you wanted to launch your product on Amazon, so let's say I invented this drink. Of course, it was all my invention. If I invented the LaCroix drink and I wanted to get it selling on Amazon, I really had two choices on how I could do that. I could either go through FBA, create listings for it, and launch it on Seller Central. Actually, I shouldn't say FBA. I should say Seller Central, because I might want to merchant fulfill it. So I could create the listings myself on Seller Central and sell it as a third-party seller on Amazon. Alternatively, I could go through Vendor Central. And Vendor Central is when you make your connection with Amazon Retail and you start selling the product to them, and they buy it from you wholesale, and then they sell it themselves. And that's really how you get your product selling on Amazon, saying sold by Amazon.com. And that has a lot of advantages. For one, Amazon control the distribution, so they can do really cool things with it, like put it in Prime Pantry. So it can go in the pantry system, which means that people can put it in their pantry boxes and order it as part of their pantry boxes. It can go with Amazon Fresh. It can go in their same-day delivery services. Like, there's a lot of things Amazon can do with these products. Now, Vendor Central has evolved. It's now called Vendor Express. And they've actually added a lot more to it. So there are more pros to going with Vendor Express. There are also some serious cons. Now, I'll go over the cons very quickly first. The first thing is you are selling directly to Amazon. That is bad news in some ways because you have to wait for payment. It's usually on a net 30 or a net 60 system. So you do have to wait for Amazon to pay you, which for a lot of small companies, that's really difficult to afford. Another really big problem with it is Amazon control your pricing, and they don't honor MAP pricing. So they can effectively bring your price very, very low, which can pull people away from your website if you're trying to launch your brand on your own website too. And that can be a big problem. And I've been working with a local company recently, and that's kind of a big problem for them. It's a question of they want to get their product launched on Amazon, but they don't want to pull people away from their website, and their website is currently very, very, very successful. So it's kind of a challenge what you do in those circumstances. One thing I suggested is launching a new range for Amazon, sort of making a new version of it for Amazon, whatever it is that you're making. But that is a genuine issue that people do have to deal with. I think personally, launching on Amazon is well worth it. I think your sales will skyrocket so much that if you have a product that's selling well at the moment, if you launch it on Amazon, in almost every case, it's going to skyrocket once you put it on Amazon. So the question we're talking about is, great, I want to get on Amazon, but do I go with Seller Central and FBA and Merchant Fulfilled, or do I go with this Vendor Express? So we talked about pricing. So that's a big problem. Amazon do control the pricing, and you have all the issues of wholesale, selling wholesale to Amazon, waiting for payment, and also wholesale margins. If you sell to Amazon, you're only going to get those wholesale margins, whereas if you sell as a third party, your margins are closer to retail margins, and you're just paying that fee for FBA or the standard Seller Central fee. So those are kind of the cons. Those are the sort of business issues to consider there when you're launching on Amazon. There are, however, some really, really big pros to going with Vendor Express. And those, the first one is you get A+ content. And I'm going to show you the A+ content right here. So check this out. This is actually Amazon's guide to A+ content. And what it means is that you can now have pictures, you can have these cool bullet points, you can have graphs, you can have charts, you can have all kinds of stuff on your listing. You can really tell your story with that. And I think that is a really, really big pro for Vendor Express. Let me show you the page for Vendor Express, actually. I'm moving things around on my screen. There we go. If you want to learn more about Vendor Express, you can go to vendorexpress.amazon.com and read up on it. And here are the pros that Amazon suggests for joining Vendor Express. So they say it's free to join, no annual charges, great. All you're getting is wholesale payments from Amazon. You don't have to pay any fees for it, because really Amazon want you here. You get free shipping from your warehouse to Amazon, which is awesome, or directly to Amazon customers, which is fantastic. They store it just like FBA, so they'll handle your storage, so it gets the product away from you. You don't have to deal with it. You don't have to fulfill orders. You do kind of, that is kind of a con. You don't see who your customers are. You don't get that information about your customers. With FBA, with Seller Central, you do know who your customers are, and you can send them follow-up emails to make sure everything was okay. You don't get that option when you are selling direct to Amazon. Also, you have this direct fulfillment option so that you can pretty much drop ship for Amazon, which is really cool. So that's a new feature with Vendor Express that's awesome. Products are eligible for Prime and free shipping. So you get the standard, that's the same for FBA or for Vendor Express, that products sell with Prime. And now this is a big one. You get access to Amazon marketing services. Now I'll cover that towards the end of this, because that's kind of another topic in itself. So with FBA, you have access to sponsored product ads. With Vendor Express and Launchpad, you get a lot more. You get access to Amazon marketing services, which has some really, really cool benefits. What's Launchpad and how does Launchpad work with this? Well, this is really interesting. So what Launchpad do is they ask you to set up on Vendor Express, but then they launch your product for you. They go hardcore on the marketing. What they're saying is they build your brand. So they give you special product detail pages that will tell your brand story to Amazon customers, and they'll basically showcase you. They have an about the startup Q&A, so people can ask questions about your business, about your brand, and you can really boost your brand by putting it out there with Launchpad, which is just awesome. Now, this is the really big thing. We all kind of know that Amazon have special relationships with some big companies, that they have account managers, that you have strategic partners if you are a big company selling on Amazon. Well, Amazon will prioritize you with Launchpad. What they say is, we will boost your content with the same Amazon tools that power the big players, including placements across Amazon.com and our program storefront. So they're going to give you a ton of product placement with this and put you all over their storefront, tell your story. Their marketing department are going to be all over you. And you don't have to do any marketing with this. They will do it for you. And also, they're saying, of course, you get all of Amazon's marketplaces globally. They will get you selling internationally. They will figure out a plan to help you sell internationally. What they say is, we leverage Amazon's marketplaces around the world when you're ready to go global to help you grow. So that's Launchpad. Launchpad is basically an add-on to Vendor Express. So you do need to be registered in Vendor Express to use Launchpad, and ideally you will be getting funding from a crowdfunder, from a crowdsourcing website, or from one of their angel investors. And now this is what's really, really cool about this. If you want to get started, if you've got an idea for a product, you actually can email them and they will help you get your funding, get your incubating set up. It's right here. This is their email to actually ask them for advice in getting started. Penny, yes, Launchpad is free like Vendor Express. Vendor Express and Launchpad are separate. Launchpad is like an add-on to Vendor Express. So if you just have a regular brand and you just want to launch your regular brand, go with Vendor Express. But if you are a startup, if you have a unique product, if you have something very new and innovative, then talk to Amazon and you can work with them. You can work with their partners who are like Kickstarter, Indiegogo, and you can really boost your product very, very quickly. And that's how Osmo, the BB-8 Sphero Droid, all of these things have got so big so quickly because they're getting that double boost. They're getting the incubators, the crowdfunding, and they're getting all of Amazon's marketing department behind them, which is awesome. Now, Vendor Express, basically Vendor Express, you can go to them if you have a brand or if you have brand ownership. So you do need to have a unique brand. You need to be in control of a brand or a product to use Vendor Express, because you're basically shipping the product, selling the product to Amazon. You're a vendor selling to Amazon. So I don't think you can really do that if you're selling something like Lego, if you're reselling it. This is for, you need to have your unique control of that brand. Now, I was going to go over a couple of the other big advantages of Vendor Express, which of course all apply to Launchpad, because Launchpad is using Vendor Express. Another really big advantage is that Amazon Vendor Express will connect you with their Vine reviewers, which is really, really cool. We all know that reviews are one of the biggest ways to get people seeing your product. If you get a lot of reviews on your product, then it gets high visibility, people see it, it ranks high in searches, and it's really the way to launch your product, is to get a lot of reviews. And Amazon, if you use Vendor Express, they can actually connect you with the Vine network and get you awesome reviewers who will work with you to review your products, which is great news. And these are also very high profile, high quality reviewers. So you will get really good reviews on your product. So that's a really big advantage of Vendor Express. So it's really, I mean, I think I've covered most of it. There's a couple of other things to talk about. With Vendor Express, you don't get multi-channel fulfillment. So you would still have to use FBA if you wanted to do multi-channel fulfillment. Multi-channel fulfillment is when you sell a product on your own website, or when you sell it through another platform like Facebook or Pinterest, Shopify. If you're selling on another platform, you need to use multi-channel fulfillment to ship your product from Amazon's warehouses to your customer on another platform. That's really, really cool, but Vendor Express does not do that for you. So if you were using Vendor Express, you would still have to sell products through FBA to access multi-channel fulfillment. But the good news is you can do both. You can be listing as a third party, even when Amazon is the first party. You probably won't get a lot of sales because Amazon will probably undercut you, and you'll basically be competing against Amazon on your own product. But it can be worth it if you want to do multi-channel fulfillment. Another thing is Vendor Express do not do international. They don't connect with other marketplaces at the moment, although I think it's getting to a point where you can probably negotiate with them, and you will probably start to have access to international selling. So that's something to bear in mind. Now, the other thing that's really, really cool if you go with Vendor Express is you get an account manager. And this is huge. If you're selling on FBA, you are stuck with seller support, who, let's face it, are somewhat hit and miss. Sometimes they understand you and give you a great answer. Sometimes you have to push a bit to get the answer you want. With Vendor Express, you get account managers. So that's kind of a big thing. And they can help you get the content you want up on your listings. That's pretty awesome. So I said I would share the information that I got from my Vendor Express account manager. And this is really interesting. It's kind of enlightening. I shared this in the Create group a couple of weeks ago, but I'm going to share it with you guys because I think it's really, really interesting. He said, okay, so when you're ready to get your product up on Vendor Express, the first thing you do is submit your A+ content. So we talked about A+ content. That's so you can have your enhanced listings. Like, we all know how when you do FBA, you are stuck with these kind of boring listings. You can't have any HTML, you can't have any rich text. Once you're on Vendor Express, you have this A+ content. You have pictures, images, videos, graphs, anything you want to put on there, you can put there. So the first thing you do, you go on Vendor Express, submit your A+ content. Second thing, they say, please get reviews. And this is really interesting. This is coming direct from Amazon. They say, get customer reviews. Email your previous customers, ask them to give customer reviews. So that kind of answers that question. A lot of people are like, can we ask our customers for reviews? Should we ask our customers for reviews? My account manager at Amazon says, do it. Ask customers for reviews. Whoa. Okay, the third thing he told me to do is enroll as an Amazon associate and place available at Amazon button on your site. So again, this is another thing that people are like, can we do this? Should we do this? Amazon are telling me use their associates program. Register as an associate, and when you have your own website with your product, register on there and put a buy it from Amazon, and then you get the money for as a referral as well. So you're kind of getting extra cash for selling your product. Amazon want you to point people to Amazon. So that's the first 3 things. Submit your A+ content, get reviews, enroll as an associate, and then he gave me 6 tips to drive traffic. So he said, once your content is live, once you have reviews, drive traffic. And this is what he said. First of all, post to social media sites. So get it up on Facebook, get it up on Pinterest, on Instagram, Tumblr, Twitter, whatever you use, get your adverts rolling, get driving traffic to those Amazon pages, to the Amazon listings. Second, blog posts about your products. So write blogs about your products, show them in use, show someone, like if you've got a doggy product, like a dog collar or a dog, I don't know, a doggy ball or treat, show dogs, have a contest, like have your cutest dogs playing with these items or eating these items, like get blog posts up. Third, he says, add a video that highlights your products onto your retail listing. So he's saying make a video. And the great thing with video is that you can do anything with them. You can do how-tos, you can do tips, you can do showing off videos. So if it's like makeup, you can do tips on how to do your makeup better. There's a lot of things you can do there. Number 4, he says Amazon marketing services. So I'm going to cover that in a minute. We'll talk about Amazon marketing services. So I'll get back to that. And then number 5, he says watch webinars. Watch Amazon's webinars to find out more about how to use Amazon's marketing services. I think they've all gone at the moment. I don't think they have any live webinars at the moment, but that is a thing. And then the last one he suggests is sign up for Amazon Lightning deals. So that's a new thing Amazon are doing, that they're giving you the opportunity to have Lightning deals. People are finding kind of mixed results with this at the moment. Not many products are actually available to do Lightning deals on. You do have to have a good amount in stock. They do have to be fairly popular products, but this is what Amazon are recommending. So I'll go over those steps again really quick. He said 4 things you have to do. Submit your content, get customer reviews from your previous customers, enroll as an Amazon associate. So that's basically you're an affiliate for Amazon, you're giving referrals, you're getting referral money back when people buy from your listing, and prepare to drive traffic. And the 6 ways of driving traffic: post to your social media sites, make blog posts, make a video for your listing, and then use Amazon marketing services, watch their webinars, and sign up for Lightning deals. So let me just show you quickly what Amazon marketing services gives you, because this is really, really interesting. I'm going to screen share to this article. This article is from a website called Marketing Land, and it's really interesting. It covers product display ads. And this is something you can set up once you are a vendor on Amazon. And it's really, really cool. The reason I'm sharing it on this one is I love the example they give. So let's say you are selling a bike helmet. What you can do here, which is really, really cool, product place your advert with a headline that you choose. So you can choose the headline. They've gone with aerodynamic design, the cure for mediocrity. And they are using product placement to sell that on bike pages. So if someone's buying a bike, they'll see your advert and say, whoa, I need a new bike helmet, click. And this is a big, big advantage over sponsored ads. I love sponsored product ads. I run a lot of sponsored product ads, but this is different. Product display ads are different because you can place them anywhere you want. You can put them on complementary products, which is huge. This is a really big thing in marketing. And there's actually other ways you can do product placement on your adverts. You can actually product place on YouTube, which is kind of amazing. You can put your video. So for example, if you had a bike helmet, this is kind of a bonus tip. If you had a bike helmet, you made a video about your bike helmet, you can actually do away from Amazon. You could do product placement on YouTube on biking channels, on biking videos. So keep this concept in mind, because this is a great concept for marketing, of placing your advert on relevant products. It's almost like mental bundling. It's almost like marketing bundling. Like, okay, I'm selling this helmet. What does the helmet go with? Or, okay, I'm selling doggy shampoo. What does doggy shampoo go with? And I would say with something like that, you want to sell doggy shampoo with dog beds. Because what do people do when they buy a new dog, and they buy a puppy, they rehome a puppy? What do? They go and buy a dog bed. It's like the first thing you buy. So if you sell anything doggy, put it on a dog bed listing. Why? Because that's what will get people addicted to your product. You want to be the first brand they buy when they get a new dog, because then they'll go back to you again and again and again. So if you have a replenishable product, a consumable product, like dog food or treats or shampoo, put that advert on something that people buy when they first invest in the thing. So again, like with bicycles, I mean, when someone buys a bike, what do they buy with a bike? They buy a helmet, they buy, I don't know, a bell. I haven't ridden on a bike since I was little. So in my head, you get a bike, you get streamers and a bell. But I'm sure there's lots of other things. Water bottles, like get people addicted when they first invest in that hobby or that interest. This was quite a lot of information. So I'll go over it super quickly. We talked about Amazon Launchpad. Amazon Launchpad is a service for startups, for new products, for inventions, for the kind of things you see on Shark Tank, those kind of really exciting new products. It will help you get hooked up with things like Kickstarter, Indiegogo, and similar crowdfunding, incubator, and investment sites, which is awesome. So that's Amazon Launchpad. Amazon Launchpad uses Vendor Express. Now you can use Vendor Express for anything. If you are selling your own brand or selling a brand for someone else, or you're registered as being in control of a brand. So as long as you have control of a brand, you can sell on Vendor Express. There are pros and cons. The cons are Amazon control your pricing and they're buying it from you wholesale. The pros are that you can have access to Amazon marketing services, you have access to A+ enhanced content on your listings, and you have access to Amazon Vine, which is their review service, which is awesome. That's a lot of big benefits. On top of that, if you're using Launchpad will just do huge boosting on you, your company, your business, and your products. And then Amazon Marketing Services is a new advertising method that's available to vendors, which includes product display ads, as I just showed you. So hopefully that all makes sense for a Sunday afternoon. Has anyone got any questions about anything I can answer while you're all just hanging out listening? I do appreciate you joining me at short notice. If you have enjoyed this, come and join us on Facebook. We are at facebook.com/groups/Catherine Treasure, which is our Facebook group, Treasure Hunting with Catherine. We're getting close to 10,000 people. I'm so excited. So that's going on. We also have a course at blueskysweet.com. I'll put the post up there, blueskysweet.com. We have a course called Create, which covers all aspects of launching your product and marketing it and making the product of your dreams, which is super awesome. We will be at ASD at the end of July. That's ASD Market Week in Las Vegas. It's going to be awesome. We're going to have meetups. We're going to have classes. We would love your feedback. If there's anything you would like to see there, if there's anything we can do to help you have an awesome experience, please let us know. My name's Catherine Shelton. I really appreciate you joining us, guys. Have a great afternoon and have a great week. Bye.